So this is the second part of the boat design. So I'm gonna open my last drawing. So click open, click drawing, and this is the boat hull. Open. And I'm gonna open my other drawing, which is my reference drawing. So tile vertically. I'm gonna adjust my screen. And bring my drawing to southwest isometric. As you can see here, I extended the boat for 4.5 units from the edge here. So what I'm gonna do is go to solid and select press pull command. Just hover over this face and pull it out for 4.5. And then push it in. As you know, the thickness is 1.5. So 4.5 minus 1.5 is 3. So what I'm gonna do is press this one. Press this one for 3 units towards that direction. There you go. Alright. So I'm going to change my drawing into shaded with edges, so it's easy for me to click the edges or visualize the edges. And then go to home, and inside the solid editing panel, click this drop down arrow and click copy edges. Click that edge, this one here, this edge, and enter, and specify a base point or displacement. I'm gonna use this end point and paste it back on the same end point. So shift right click and exit. Now I can hide this one. So select the object you want to hide, right click anywhere on the screen, hover over isolate and select hide object. Now bring your drawing to top view and join the segments. Now this is one object. Now I'm gonna draw this rectangle first, this one, which is, I'm gonna show you the model, which is this portion here. And the distance from the edge is 2.5. So I'm gonna draw a guide from midpoint. Shift right click mid between 2 points and bring it downward for 2.5. And as you can see here, the length of the rectangle is 50. So what I'm gonna do is draw a line. Just hover over on the end of that line. Don't click, and just follow the green dash line. And half of 50 is 25. And bring it to the left for 50 units. And enter. So this is just my way of centering my line. Before you proceed, go down to the status bar and make sure your dynamic input is on. Polar tracking, object snap tracking, object snap, selection cycling, and dynamic QCS. Now, the width of this rectangle is 34.50. So what I'm going to do is just offset this line. So O for offset and enter 34.5. Click this line, click below that line. Line again, in point to in point. Another line, so right click to repeat line, in point to in point. And join the segments by typing J for join command, right click, and just window the whole thing. Now, the thickness for this one is 1. So offset again, so O for offset, enter and enter 1. And select the object you want to offset and click inside that object. And I'm going to create this portion here, this hole, which is this one here looking from top view. So, and the distance between these two objects is 4.5. So Again, another guide from the midpoint. Bring it downward for 4.5. And the length is 50.04, and half of that is 25.02. So L, just hover over and move to the side and enter 25.02. Bring it back for 50.04. And then the width is 27, so offer offset and enter 27. Click this line, click below that line, and I'm gonna use this side, offset this side to create, this is curve, this one here, and the distance is 10.82 from this edge. So what I'm gonna do is offer offset and enter 10.82. Click this edge and click inside. I just want to make sure the edge is touching, so what I'm gonna do is stretch this one by grabbing the edge or the end point, and I'm just gonna turn on my ortho mode so to make sure it's straight line. Grab this grip up to this point, this end grip up to this point, and I could bring this back to polar tracking. So trim, so TR for trim command, enter twice, cut that, trim this one, and just delete those. Now I'm going to join the segments by typing J for join command and just window the whole thing from the left. Now this is one object. Oh wait, I have to draw this curve here, so I'm going to draw a line. I'm just going to draw a line here. So 32.6. So draw an arc. So inside the draw panel, click this drop down arrow and select start and radius option. So click this endpoint and this endpoint and enter radius, which is 22.3, and enter, which is this one here, and attach this curve. Move from midpoint to midpoint. So shift right click and select mid between 2 points. So this endpoint and this endpoint. Now I'm gonna delete that line and trim. So TR for trim command, enter twice, and just remove this one. Now I'm gonna join the segment. So J for join command. Select the objects you want to join, and now this is one object. And the next one to draw is this one here. I'm going to show you the model. This one's. All right. And the distance from the edge to this point is 2.55. So what I'm going to do, and the length is 91.18. So what I'm going to do is draw a line first as a guide from end point upward for 91.18. 91.18. There you go. And offset this edge for 2.55. So offer offset and enter 2.55. Click this one and click inside and draw a line. Just hover over, move to the side, click starting from here, anywhere here, and trim. So TR for trim command again, enter twice, cut this one here, this one, and join the segments by typing J for join command, and just window the whole thing from the left. And this is now one object. Now what I'm gonna do is extrude this one, and the thickness for that is 2 as shown here. Alright, so extrude this one. So inside the modeling panel, select extrude command, select the object you want to extrude, and extrude it downward for 2 units. Now I'm gonna extrude also. I'm gonna change this to X-ray and grab this one and extrude it downward. And as you can see here, the extrusion from the very top, since this drawing is on the very top of this face, so it's 9 units. So select this polyline and extrude downward for 9 units. And the inside, so I'm gonna union the objects, so this one and this one. Now I'm gonna poke a hole. I'm gonna change this to shaded with edges. So I'm gonna press pull this one for 8 units to create indentation downward for 8 units. So again, select press pull command inside the modeling panel, hover over that rectangle. Once it turns blue, left click and push it downward for, let go of your finger, push it downward for 8 units. And there you go. And same process, press pull to create a hole, hover over this area, left click and bring it down, and left click to create a hole. Now I'm gonna concentrate on this one here. So what I'm gonna do is hide this object first. So select the object to hide, hover over isolate and select hide object. I don't need those anymore, so delete. And this one here, what I'm gonna do is extrude this one, extrude up to 50 units, and then I'm gonna change this to 2D wireframe, and I'm gonna create this one here, this arc and the line, and connect it with line. So I'm gonna bring this one, I'm gonna delete that. I need a line from end point to the midpoint here, and bring this to right view. Oh, not yet. I'm gonna create a line as a guide for 4.56 from the midpoint. So line, midpoint, enter 4.56. Now we can bring this now to right view and go to draw panel, select this start and maybe start and na angle, start and yeah, we can still do that. So start from end point to end point, so shift right click end point and press the control key to move it to the other direction, and then we can just drag this one and just snap that end point. Now I'm gonna join the segment, so J for join command, this one and this one, and extrude this one. So as you can see, it's now it's not solid, so it means the edges are not well connected. So what I'm gonna do is change this to conceptual, hide this object first, and then make sure that these two are connected. So I'm just gonna, what I'm gonna do is explode this one and erase this line. L from in point, shift right click in point to shift right click in point, and now join the segments. Now I'm gonna try to extrude this one. See, it's solid now. Maybe 100 to be safe. I'm gonna bring back my hidden objects. So right click anywhere on the screen, hover over isolate, and select end object isolation. Now I'm gonna hide this back. Hide and push this one. See this object here? Move somewhere there. Now it's intersecting. So now I'm gonna use the intersect command inside the solid editing panel. So go back to the ribbon, click this one here. So intersect command, and just window the two objects. There you go. Now I'm gonna bring this to top view. I'm gonna change this to wireframe, and I'm gonna draw a line from in point to the midpoint, or perpendicular point would be good. And as you can see here, looking from top view, the gap here is 25. So I'm gonna draw a line from in point and just hover over from midpoint or in point, move to the side for 20. Half of 25 is 12.5, and just snap that in point. Now what I'm gonna do now is slice this object. So go to solid and select slice inside the solid editing panel. Select this object, and from in point to this in point, and go down to the status bar. It is asking slice specify a point on desired side. So I'm gonna select this side here. There you go. And mirror. So MI for mirror command. Select the object you want to mirror, right click, and specify first point of mirror line. So in point, and bring it downward as long as it's straight. Follow the green dash line and click and select no. Now what I'm gonna do now is bring back my hidden object. So an object isolation. Let me check if it's sitting on there. And I think this one I have to move downward. Click this object, move from in point. So shift right click in point, snap that, and in point. There you go. I'm gonna change this to realistic. And apply materials. So materials, I'm gonna select, so click this drop down arrow and select metallic paint. I'm gonna color, I'm gonna choose satin light red. So click this arrow and select these two objects, click that, and then I'm gonna select another. I'm gonna go to metal, maybe this one here. All right, I have to apply, go to solid, apply fillet edge, right click and select radius option, or you can go down to the, okay, I'll show you again. Fillet edge, you can go down to the status bar, there's a radius option, you can click that, or you can right click and select radius and enter 3, and select this edge and this edge, enter and enter again to accept. Right click to repeat fillet edge, and it remembers the last value, edge and edge here, enter and enter again. Now I could apply the gunmetal polish. Okay, drag that by clicking the gunmetal polish. Keep on holding on using the left key of your mouse and press enter and drop it on the middle. Same process. Left click, drag, don't let go, press the control key and drop it on that face. Alright, now I'm gonna apply materials for these two. So I'm gonna use reflective white. So click this arrow and select these two objects and click reflective white. And it's, as you can see, it's not very white. So just click this edit. By editing, click this pen icon and tint. Click this color. I'm gonna make it lighter. Okay. Adjust highlight spread. It's still not very bright. Okay, this one is okay. Now I'm gonna go to visualize and click this drop down arrow and select exposure setting. There, it's whiter now. Now to color just the inside wall, I'm gonna click this reflective wheat and duplicate. Now I'm gonna drop this one. So this one is for the floor, and if I drop it here, it changes everything. So the color is all, what is this, brownish. So I'm gonna undo that. So just to color the face, select the reflective wheat, left click, and don't let go, just keep on holding it, and then press the control key and drop it on the floor. Same process, drag, keep on holding the left key of your left button of your mouse and drop it on the floor, control and drop. And this one, I'm gonna adjust the color, make it lighter, maybe here. And so this is for the side, and drag it, control, drop it on the face. Same process on the face. And on the face here. Okay, I'm gonna adjust the color here, or change the color. So click color. I'm gonna change it to a little brownish here, maybe this one here. Or this one. Click OK, and this one I'm gonna adjust the color and change it to darker color. And I think we're done for now. I'm just gonna close this one. I think we're done for now, and the next drawing would be the windshield of the console. So see you again. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified for the next tutorial. See you again.